Stuff on front clip replacement, when to replace it and when not to, and where to cut it and stuff like that. A lot of times people get the Brazilian front clip for an old bug, and they think, oh well, it'll be fine. They just cut it like right here, and they cut it straight down. Sorry, they cut it straight down. They cut it straight down over here, somewhere. And what happens is they put the front clip on, and they don't get the right arc, and usually it has a pretty good sized gap, or the gas tank doesn't fit, or your windshield washer and stuff like that is different on the Brazilian clips than it is on the old one. So they're trying to find an original one and all that stuff. So let me tell you guys how to do this more often the right way. You got to look at here. You got to really assess your damage. On this car, I wanted to repair what was here because it wasn't that bad, but I'm just going to show you guys, give you guys some information so that when you go to cut your front clip, you don't make a mistake and then ruin the car, devalue it quite a bit. Because when you cut the whole front off and you replace the whole front clip, you're going to notice. You're going to see it if you cut it like right here, because the parts are going to be different. But what you want to do is you want to take your brand new front clip and cut it up. Okay, figure out what you need. If, let's say, this part of your front area is in good shape, or maybe it just has some small damage, repair the damage that's there. Cut off what's bad and replace it with the new parts. So let me give you an idea where you could do it. You could actually cut right here on this seam, come up to here, okay, and replace, and then go up to here. You're cutting up here, okay, and replace just part of it. And sometimes you can put a cut right along here, okay, so that you keep this original metal if it's still good. So let's say it's damaged and it's mostly here. Maybe this is a little bit wrinkled and you can repair it. If you cut behind where the fender goes and set your clip in so that you're leaving the original metal here and then working into this, you can overlap weld in here and get a nice strong weld and make it so that you can easily hide that back in here. Okay, that's one of the, you have to, a lot of guys think if they buy a front clip, they need to cut it right where the one is that they have. Okay, where the new part, you got the new part, it goes to right here. So I'm going to make my seam right here. No, that's not the way you do it. That part is designed so that you can take off what you need from it. So let's say it's only hit on this side, okay, and this side's really wrinkled and that side's pretty straight. You take the brand new front clip and you take this side off of it. You leave that part alone. Don't bother changing that because it's got the original jack handle and all that. And then take the apron off of the brand new clip and then put this portion on and the apron. So don't think when you buy a front clip that you have to replace the whole thing, because you just replace, you're supposed to take off what you need. Okay, if you follow what I'm saying, if this part's damaged, you replace this part. If this part's in good shape back here, leave it alone. Don't take it off. Cut it at the seam right here and then set the new front clip over it and then run your seam up behind in here so that you only got a weld right here and you've got a weld behind the seam right here that you can cover up real easily. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You're not just supposed to just replace the whole area that you get, because they're not the same as the original ones. So keep that in mind when you do your front clip replacement. Some of them don't even have the horn bracket. You end up saving your old horn bracket and using it on there. There's just, so many different things. You want to really look at it really good and then figure out, okay, this is damaged, this isn't, I can fix that. And then try and repair part of it and just and put on the parts that are really bad and make it look so that it looks the most original as possible. So some of you guys are fighting with this. You got the front clip, so I thought I'd just kind of give you guys a heads up of how it's done. Like when we were in a body shop years ago, I haven't worked in a body shop in many years. I was 18 to 24 when I worked in body shops, and then I did side work for another 8 years until I was about 30. So, and I'm a lot older than that now, so I haven't done it in 20 years. But we always replaced. I was the painter in the body shop, but I knew how to do body work. All the painters pretty much run the show in a body shop. So, but we would always see them replace the part that was bad and use part of the clip, and then some of the clip they'd save or sell to someone else, and that was how it was always done. Because if just replacing the whole thing just because you have one may not be the right thing to do. You got to really look it over really carefully and then figure out, okay, I can just replace it here. Remember, your seams underneath the fenders are safe game. Just so you know, those are the best places to seam it. Seaming it in here with all these bends and everything else, and that being all this exactly the same, is difficult. So, and then seaming it here, where I've seen guys do this, and then you have to replace this little. They have this at Wilkesburg West. This stuff here, trying to weld that little stuff is impossible. So what even I've done is, because underneath, just going over a few other little tips and tricks to this stuff. Well, you can buy this little. It's like if yours is really badly damaged and you want to replace this what's it called, for the hood rubber. What you want to do, instead of trying to put it on and weld it, it's such thin metal, it's gonna burn. You're gonna have problems with it. The best way to do it is actually drill it along underneath the rubber and pop rivet it. And then when you slide the rubber in, it completely covers the pop rivet 100%. You can't even see it. So a lot of guys will go, oh my God, no, that's not original. I mean, come on, it's been wrecked. It's never original again. It's a repair. So if it completely covers it, you don't see the pop rivet at all. I've done it many, many times. I'm just telling you guys some of the secrets to doing this stuff. Like right here, this whole drip edge, I've replaced these things because they're just so badly damaged. And you just put pop rivets along underneath, about every 2 inches on center, all the way along. And then, some of the new front clips don't come with the drip edge, and they bend really nice. The ones you get from Wilkesburg West bend really good. So you can actually, bend them into around the corner and set them on there and pop rivet it in, and you won't see it. It's really cool. So if you have to cut up here, if this is really badly damaged or it's missing, maybe you're doing a Baja Bug back to bug, then you have to replace this whole drip edge all the way along, or the whole edge all the way along for the rubber. Go ahead and pop rivet that sucker in there. It'll look really nice. You'll be surprised how well it looks, and you can even do that after paint stage. I've done it before. Paint the little drip edge and set it on there. So, and then do it in. But I usually do it before, because then the rivets are all painted. If you see the very, very edge of it, nobody notices it. Because look, here's where your rubber comes out to. If you look at right here, see how far that rubber comes out? That's wider than a pop rivet right there. Boom. There, it's done. Okay, little tricks to doing front clip.